Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're having a good Thursday. Hope everything's going well for you. Hope you got humped a lot on hump day, and hope you're ready to hear some stupid, because we're about to talk about a bunch of it. I was playing a video game, and I went over and I checked on Twitter, as I do from time to time. And Dangerous Spaces had retweeted somebody. And I read it. You know, I keep saying dumbest thing I've read. Dumbest. I got to stop doing that, because seriously, people are taking it as a challenge. Holy shit. Holy Jesus shit. This man named Richard Spoor. He's a South African lawyer. Is that what he is? I forget where I think it's South Africa. Don't quote me on that. It's overseas somewhere. But he's a lawyer. And he tweeted this out. A terribly sad story. Two young and idealistic lawyers get wrapped up in the BLM protest movement. In a moment of madness, they throw a Molotov cocktail into an abandoned police car and burn it. Now they face a minimum 35 years in federal prison. Dun, dun, dun. And he links to a story. He links to a story about it. And I recognize the chick from when she got arrested. You can barely see the guy in the picture of the story that he links here. The story is from New York Magazine. New York Magazine, and it is their intelligencer section. The making of a Molotov cocktail. Two lawyers, a summer of unrest, and a bottle of Bud Light. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, so many things to say. So many things to say. First, let's bring you up on what happened. These two lawyers. What are their names again? Her name is Aruj Rahman. Ramen? I don't know how you say her name. It's Aruj, though, is how you pronounce her first name. Urooj. That's important. And the guy, where the hell's his name? Not that one. Not that one. Where the hell's his name at? I know it's in here somewhere. Shit. Mattis. That's his name. But where's his first name? Fuck, I can't find it in the story. But Aruj and her little friend Mattis here. They were at a protest in New York City. This is night 3 of the big protest they had after the George Floyd death. You know, because of the New York City police who killed George Floyd. They get a couple of bottles of Bud Light. They empty them out. Whether they drank them or dumped them, I don't know. Filled them with gasoline. Stuck tissue in the end. And drove around looking for a target. And they came upon a police car that this article and many other people have referred to as abandoned. It had been spray painted and it was abandoned. No, they were probably out trying to stop the fucking rioters, and that's where they parked. But anyway, Aruj gets out of the car, lights a Molotov, throws it into the police cruiser, and they drive off. Well, they're on camera doing it, and police officers saw them do it and gave chase and stopped the car and found another Molotov inside, as well as what they called Molotov making materials. Now, I don't know exactly what that means. I would guess bottles, gasoline, and tissue. Doesn't take a whole lot to make one of those. They're arrested, and they're arraigned, and they are charged And they're they're looking at between 35 and life. 35 and life. Now, what this man called a moment of madness, a moment of madness. Did you hear what I just said? They had to get empty bottles, whether they drank them or dumped them, whatever. They had to fill them. They had to cap them with whatever fuse they used. And then they had to drive around and find a target. That's not a moment of madness. A moment of madness is being mad and throwing your controller across the room and breaking it. It's not premeditated. We're going to make a firebomb and go firebomb something. They are not kids. They're not two young people, as that asshole described them. Ex Bubba Hotep, thank you so much. I have no empathy for arsonists. Me either. None at all. But even more interesting about these two morons. Thank you for the donation, by the way. A Rouge, very shortly before they did this, very shortly before they decided to go firebomb a police car, she gave an interview to a YouTuber. Oh, yeah. And in it, she says that violence is the weapon of their choice because it's the only thing that they understand. Talking about the police, y'all. She's asked about police officers who were hurt the night before, and she's like, well, really what I think is that the police, the mayor should have called them off and told them to just fall back like the mayor did in Seattle, or maybe it was Portland. I forget which city she uses. Because the property is really not worth anybody getting hurt. And at the end of the interview, the guy asks, what's your name? And she says, Arouge, Urooj. Yeah, she's also wearing the exact same clothing that she was wearing when she was arrested. And you can see the guy, Mr. Mattis, walk behind her at one moment, wearing the same things he was wearing in the picture of her firebombing. I want to show you guys the picture. This is let me turn off the branding for a second. Sorry, guys. There we go. Da 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 da. This is her. That's her. This is the same scarf, this one that she's holding above her face so nobody sees her. And you can see right there, you see that little white line? I don't know if you guys can see it on your screens. That little white line there? That's a mask. It's a COVID mask she's wearing underneath it. The same thing she's wearing in that interview. See what's in her hand there? Did y'all notice that? This is Molotov cocktail from her moment of madness. Her moment of madness. Fucking fuck you. Moment of madness. These are two criminals. They are two terrorists. You guys like to talk about how, not you guys, sorry. I'm turning on the media now. I'm getting ready to just rail on those fuckers, because if you want something to point at that is a problem here, there's two things. It's mob justice, which I thought we learned a long time ago was a bad fucking idea. And number two, our fucked up media. Our fucked up media that right now is painting these two people as some kind of tragic. Oh my God. CNN actually ran an article about this too. Where's that at? Let me get back to. I got to scroll up because I was reading it. On an early October evening in 2014. No, that's not the one I wanted. Oh, it was that other article I was reading. The one that led me to this one. That tells me that their possible sentence is ridiculous by anyone's anyone's standard. I'm like, not by mine. Not even a little bit. I find it quite okay, actually. I'm more than okay with it. I hope they get the full thing. That same night, the same night that these two idiots firebombed that police car, another police car was firebombed in New York City with police officers sitting in it. Luckily, none of those officers got hurt. They were able to get out of the vehicle before anybody got burned. Yeah, Molotov cocktail. These are not victims of a tragic circumstance. They're fucking lunatics who have been fed a bunch of nonsense by a media that is begging for violence. And they got it, man. They got it. Now, oh my God, I can't believe these people turned violent. I mean, it wasn't their fault, really. I mean, it wasn't their fault. It was just an abandoned car. Why do you guys care about property so much? It's called civilization, fucknut. That tweet really pissed me off. It gave me a little comfort reading the comments in it, because that motherfucker got ratioed to shit, y'all. Ratioed to shit. Well-deserved ratio, sir. You dumb motherfucker. Moment of madness? That is a premeditated act. You're a lawyer. You know that. They're lawyers. They know that. These two young people. One of them is 30. Or one of them's, it's either one is 30 and one is 31, or one is 31 and one is 32. Whichever. Both of them over 30. Neither one of them needs somebody to tell them that this is a bad idea. Neither one of them need to be told, even if they weren't lawyers, that firebombing police cars is fucking criminal. Simon Wilkins, thank you so much. Damn, I still had 48 minutes left on Lords of the Night. Should I go back to it or finish this first? Red Japanese noodle dish. The Twitter links should be posted in a pinned comment if you aren't going to allow chat for those of us watching it on replay. I never think to do that, but most of the stories I talk about are on my Twitter feed. So check that out if you have Twitter. Thank you for the donation, and I can throw the link into chat. Here's the one. Okay, this is the one that the guy linked to. And this is a CNN article where you get to see the two of them. I'm going to bring this one up on screen here. You want to see the two idiots without the face mask on? Our cat's gay. Thank you so much. Who says, why are all the craziest Antifa guys all women? Because the guys have no balls. Thankfully. Unfortunately, the crazy women all do. This is them. This is the shirt she was wearing both in that interview that I talked about and in that picture we just saw of her holding the Bud Light. These are them. These are two lawyers, you guys. These are two people who went to law school and passed the bar and couldn't figure out that firebombing a police vehicle is a bad idea. Fucking morons. Thank you, Toxic Nightshade. Shh, just let it happen. Not supposed to spend money. Thank you so very much. It's very kind of you. Lots of you are saying pass. I'd tap it. And I feel like that's the problem here. Somebody should have tapped that. She got some built up puss anger in her. She got that built up puss anger. But the way it's that some people are describing it and talking about it like they just got caught up. And it wasn't really their fault. There was a whole bunch of people who were getting caught up in the demonstrations and the rioting. They're actually calling it rioting now to try to do that, to try to make it okay for what these idiots do. And that's a fun little uptick in media coverage. the media did this. If you listen to her interview, and I don't have it at the ready, but you would think black people are just being murdered by the millions. Like they have no rights whatsoever. And the police are just killing them every day by the thousands, you guys. That's not even close. It's not even close. It's funny to me that these fucking assholes, because she names off 4 people. She names off 4 people that are killed by police. One of them was not killed by police. She names off George Floyd, Eric Garner, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery. Ahmaud Arbery was not killed by police. Even if you want to say, well, that was an off-duty police officer, he's not the one that shot. It was his son. He was not killed by police. So she can name 3 people who were killed by police. You know what I bet she can't do? I bet she can't name a single white person who's been killed by police, even though white people are killed by police more often than blacks. When you're out there chanting about how blacks have it so bad, white people are killed by police more than blacks. That's just a fact. It's just a fact. Both armed and unarmed. San Wild, thank you so much for the donation. If you meant to say something, throw it in the chat and I will do my best to catch it so I can read it. But if not, either way, thank you for the donation. I really do appreciate it. You never hear them talk about that. You never do. It's just the black people that are killed. And even if you take George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and what's that guy who got shot at the Wendy's there? I forget his name. I always forget his name. Sorry, dude. Even you take all of those, that's 3 people. They didn't even happen in the same week. They didn't even happen in the same month. Rashard Brooks, thank you. Not even the same month. They make it sound like it's happening all the fucking time, man. Every time, all the time. It's not. Not even close. Ex-Bubba Hotep, thank you. The writer of the CNN article you linked should get a job as a fluffer the way they talked about those 2 arsonists. Oh, dude. Yeah, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. I accidentally closed it. Good thing I linked it so I can open it back up. If you think that one's bad, read the other one. Oh, my. They make them sound like fucking superheroes. Fucking superheroes, man. They're bad people. They're bad people who have been fed a load of shit. A load of shit by the media and by, I don't know if I want to blast party affiliation here, but it certainly seems to only come from one side. Fucking lefties. A bunch of fucking bullshit lies. But they're killing the blacks all the time. No, they're not. They're not. But they're getting away with it. You know what? In some cases they are. And that's a tragedy. That's a real tragedy. But the answer to that is not to go burn shit down and put people's lives in danger, you fucking disgusting cunts. And the people to blame for this are not the police. This firebombing happened in New York City. It's not even close to Minnesota. I bet you that bitch can't even pick out Minnesota on a map. And sure as hell couldn't point to where Minneapolis is. No, but we got to destroy police shit in New York City because all police are the same. All police are the same. She says in her little interview she gave that the guy asked her, "Are you for defunding the police?" And she says, we need to defund the police to get rid of it as it is now because they're just killing people. That's what she says. Are they? We've talked about this before. 800,000 police officers estimated in the U.S. If each of those only interacts with one person a day, that is 8 million every 10 days. Times 35 to get it to the year. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Was that 2 billion, 2.4 billion-ish? And you can name 4 people. If it was happening as often as you think it is, you wouldn't be able to name all the fucking names. You couldn't get up there and read it in a night. You couldn't get up there and read it in a week. Oh, but it's happening all the time. And who's spreading this? Who's spreading this? How is that message getting out there? It's not just through social media. Watch the news. It's on the fucking news all the time. CNN was happy to go to bat for this shit again. Just like they did back with Ferguson. Oh, they were happy to bring it up. And then we had to hear about all the racism that went on around the BLM riots. You guys remember that? We haven't got as many of those. That's because they're not allowed on campuses right now. Do you remember those? Uh-oh, white nationalists are coming to attack this BLM protest at this school. Oh no. And it turned out that it was one of the BLM protesters who did it. She didn't like that it wasn't getting any attention, so she went to her school library and wrote it herself. Y'all remember that shit? Hey, Becca, how you doing, sweetheart? Hey, Prospero. I thought I saw Prospero earlier, and I went to say hi, and then I got yelly. Sorry. Yeah. The news is happy to go to bat for this, and they bring up their experts, like that cunt who talks about white fragility. Robin DiAngelo. Robin to steal your money by telling you stupid shit you want to hear. Yeah. You want to blame somebody, blame them. It wasn't a moment of madness. It was a premeditated act. Fed by politicians and the media who are happy to try to turn things, try to change things through violence. Who are happy to throw civility out the window. They don't want me to use certain words. Ooh, that hurts. That's violence. That's actual violence. If I call a woman a cunt, that's violence. If I call a trans woman a man, that's violence. You want to set fire to a police car? Oh, well, shit. That's a moment of madness. That's nothing to worry about. I mean, it was probably abandoned anyway. There were no police in it. They abandoned. I know it was right outside a convenience store and they were just inside, but that was obviously them abandoning the car. Stupid shits. They're all for the violence, man. All for the violence. As long as it's not words. That should worry you guys. This is kind of the stuff I've been talking about. When they are more worried about how your speech hurts people than they are violent actors on their side. I'm using air quotes here, their side. That should scare the fuck out of you. That should make you go, ooh, maybe I don't want to vote for this shitbag. Because there's a whole lot of shitbags who are going back to Congress who shouldn't. A lot of them. Rashida Tlaib just won her little primary last night. The squad is almost complete, you guys. All they got to do is get Ilhan Omar through next week. Then get her through next week. The squad is back in full swing with extra people on board. Extra people. And you got dumbasses like AOC out there. It's just people going to get bread. That's what the uptick in violence is. Saw a statistic today. What is it? Armed robbery is up like 300% from last year, something like that. Saw a story. Governor Cuomo. Oof. He is upset, you guys. He is not happy. He's not mad. He's like, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. All the rich people left New York City. They all went out to their Hamptons homes or upstate homes. They left New York City. Well, New York City, the city itself, has unbelievable taxes. Unbelievable taxes. And 239% for armed robbery. Thank you. Anyway, they have ridiculous taxes, and they're not getting those taxes because nobody's in the fucking city who can pay them. They all left. And there's people who want the taxes in New York City raised to make up for the shortfall. The problem is all that's going to do is drive whatever rich folks are left elsewhere. They're learning that they don't have to live in that city. There's nothing. Suddenly, the appeal of living in a tiny little area with millions of people stacked on top of each other on this little tiny island, like, this ain't so fun. Man, I could forget coronavirus. What about other diseases and shit? Fuck that. I'm going to my Hamptons home. It's nice up here. I got a big ass yard, a swimming pool. My kids can play. My mistress can come up on the weekends. And suddenly they're like, ooh, I don't have to live in New York City and pay all that fucking money? Wow. And Cuomo, he actually said that he'd buy them a drink if they came back. I'll buy you a drink. I'll buy you a sandwich. He's begging for them to come back. The rich folks like, I guess I don't actually have to live here. Coronavirus is going to change a lot of stuff, a lot of things. You're going to see some changes that we probably should have made sooner, but people were just, living the way we've lived for decades. You're going to see people moving out of New York City because why the fuck do you need to be in New York City? Move out of Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland. And not because of the violence and stuff that's there, but why the fuck do I want to live with all these people? Miami, Tampa, Austin, all of these places all across the country. We have a lot of land in this country. And we've never been more connected without actually having to connect. You can go move to some suburbs somewhere where you get a nice yard instead of living in a high rise with a bunch of shitbags who make noise way too often. You go out there. And in a place like New York City, where the taxes are fucking ridiculous. What is it? If you actually live in New York City, by the time everything you make is done being taxed, you're losing more than 50% of your wealth, or just about 50% of your earnings. Yeah. And there's some politicians, tax them more. Yeah, that makes a lot of fucking sense. You're going to have a lot of people who you already had the corona thing making them leave, and now you have the violence. The violence would be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck this. You got mayors who won't do their goddamn job, who call the police off when there's riots. So, I mean, fuck them. Fuck New York City. Fuck that place right in the ass. It's an overpriced shithole of a liberal haven, and fuck them. I'm glad people left. I'm surprised people didn't leave sooner. But yeah, it's funny. It's not even de Blasio who's doing this. Is Cuomo himself is like, please go back to New York City. They're running out. They have like a $30 billion budget shortfall. And he's like, the government, the feds need to give us that money. Fuck you. You can go fuck yourself. The feds need to give us money, or you really will have a real recession. Like, no, man, fuck you. Open the fuck back up. We can't open up. It'll make people sick again. Well, you shouldn't have shut down in the first place. You should have listened to Monkey the first time, like Sweden did. People got sick. People got better. They're over it, and they're open, never closed. Yeah, Monkey, that's going to kill everyone. Yeah. How'd that turn out? How's your killing people slowly working out for your economy, dumbasses? Oh, God, I like being right. Don't fuck New York. You'll get an STD. Probably. Better up banging a toothless meth whore. Oh, man. I just, I look at all of it taken together, you know. I look at it all together. And I can see where it looks like purposeful manipulation. As Prospero just brought up, teenage girl idea ruins economy. It's true. This is the first time with any kind of pandemic that we have ever shut everything down. We've ever shut the whole country down because there's a sickness. With H1N1, we didn't do that. With swine flu, we didn't do that. Or bird flu. I know one is one. Whichever's whichever, you know. Swine flu, we didn't do it. Bird flu, we didn't do it. There. I got them both covered. Biden talking about how Obama put him in charge of Ebola. We didn't shut everything down. And that's important because this idea came up in 2006. We've had several pandemics that have come and gone since then. We didn't shut the whole fucking country down until we had a vaccine. Still don't have vaccines for those fucking things. We didn't shut everything down until they absolutely went away. But Monkey, this is the biggest one ever. Well, it's not the biggest one ever. But yeah, it is big. But that doesn't mean you shut everything down. That makes no fucking sense to drag it out. We're going to drag it out and hopefully keep people from dying somehow. That makes sense. Just keep it around and around and around. And then you have these people. Circus, thank you so much. Shameless razor fist plug. Fuck you, I was right. Fuck you, I was right. Fuck you, I was right. Yeah, razor fist when he's right. Yeah. I love when he does that. Look, I was right. We shouldn't have ever shut down. I said it then. I'll say it again. That doesn't mean we shouldn't quarantine certain areas because we have done that before. Oh, this area is having a big outbreak. Quarantine the area. That doesn't mean shut everything down in the area. That means you keep people from going in and out. You just, okay, whoever's here, you're stuck here until we get this shit under control. You quarantine the sick, not the healthy. You're not quarantining if it's the healthy. That's just putting him in jail. Razor blocked me. What'd you say to him? I had a chance to talk to Razor. I was so upset. Undoomed had invited me on his birthday stream. And the only time I could go was right after the show. And so at 11 o'clock, I go over there and I jump in his waiting room area because he has StreamYards like this. And he brings on Razor Fist. I'm like, fuck yeah, I finally get to talk to Razor. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And Undoom doesn't bring me. And I already had a show set up. I like, Fuck, I have to go. So I had to leave before I could go talk to him. I have trouble looking at what's happened and not think that this was done purposefully. That there weren't people who are like, this is how we can social engineer. Sorry. I have trouble looking at it and not seeing that. Especially given it comes from a 14-year-old science project. It's something we've never done before. It's something we have not done until now. Even though this was in 2006 when this shithead gets this idea and floats it to his bosses. My 14-year-old had this idea, and I think it's the perfect thing ever. And like, we're going to sit on that. We're going to wait on that. No, wait. Don't worry about these other things that happen. No, ignore those pandemics. No. Wait. Just wait. And so we did. And now we do it. And we destroy our fucking economy. An economy that's firing so well. So well. The only thing anybody can take, the only thing you can say bad about Trump is, well, it's just still Obama's economy. That's it. That's it. It's the only thing you can say about it. It was going so well. The only other thing you can say is, just you wait, it'll crash eventually. Just you wait, it'll crash eventually. It's running that well. And we turn it off. Turn it off. On the idea that if we make everybody stay home. Do you guys remember how long you were supposed to stay home? Did I get your donation? Nyala, I did not get a ding. Let me see if it came through. Oh, what the hell? I do have one from you. I'm so sorry. That is very kind of you. Very kind. She says, I don't have to read this. I don't know why I didn't get a message for this. It's shoved in between ones I've already read. But I'm so sorry. Thank you. That's very, very kind of you. You're very sweet to me. And yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't see that earlier. Yeah, De La Hayes. Streamlabs fix your shit. I've been having trouble lately with Streamlabs notifications actually notifying me. Stuff's been weird today on YouTube's. Just want to make sure. Yeah, I appreciate that. But no, this is a thing with Streamlabs where I don't get notifications sometimes. And in your case, it actually went in between ones I did get notifications for. So I don't know. I'm so sorry. But thank you. Thank you very much for that. Where the hell was I? I got distracted, and distracted monkey. You might as well just put something shiny in front of me. and that's not my medicine. I've always been that way. I'm quite positive if ADHD was a thing when I was in school, they would have diagnosed me with it and put me on drugs instead of, my mom spanking me as I needed. I'm very easily distracted at times. Original lockdown timetable. Thank you, Faithless. Yes. Do you guys remember how long you were supposed to be locked down? 2 weeks. You're right, Faithless. What was it after that? 3 weeks. What was it after that? A month. Month and a half. That was to flatten the curve, which they did. And flatten the curve went from flattening the curve to eradicating the disease somehow. Oh my God, if you open back up, the curve is going to unflatten. It's going to unflatten. It's starting to look like a hanger. Quick, get Planned Parenthood. I told you at the time it was a stupid fucking idea. I told you at the time the smart thing to do would be just let it go. Just let it go. We get it over with. The end. People make fun of Trump because he says, one day it'll just kind of disappear. And you know what? One day it will. You know what that's going to take? People getting sick and getting over it. Short of a virus cure, not a antivirus, not a vaccine, but an actual cure. It's never going to go away completely. It'll be like the flu. Best case scenario, like the flu. It'll pop its little head up every couple of months, and you'll have a little group of people get sick. And if what we've seen with the antibodies is true, or what some people fear about the antibodies is true, it'll be just like the flu, where it'll just keep coming back. Every couple of years, you're going to need to get a booster to try to keep that fucker away from you. The cure to a virus is your immune system. Usually, yeah. We made a mistake. I know people don't like to hear this, but Donald Trump was right when he was talking about opening back up by Easter. Actually, we shouldn't have closed down. It was a mistake. Staying closed down has been a mistake. Closing shit back down is a fucking mistake. Take the hit. If you want to help people, take the fucking hit. But monkey people will die. We're not talking about them not dying anyway. We're talking about them dying later, for fuck's sake. Jesus. Governor Cuomo, he likes to take credit. Oh, look what I've done for New York. You didn't do shit, motherfucker. The disease ravaged your fucking town. It ravaged New York City. It ended on its own. You didn't do shit. The only thing you did was put a bunch of sick people in with a bunch of healthy old folks and kill them, you dumb motherfucker. I did it right. No, you didn't. Nothing you did helped a fucking thing. None of your shutdowns got your fucking numbers down at all. They stayed high and going up with your shutdown, you dumb bitch. They kept going up until they crested themselves, you motherfucker. Oh, but he takes the credit for it, man. And we've seen news articles. Oh, Cuomo, besides throwing the fucking headline actually said that. Besides putting sick people in nursing homes, did it mostly right. No, mostly right would have just been to leave it all the fuck open, especially with all the help New York was given. You have all these hospitals that are put into place. You have a field hospital. You have an old building repurposed as a hospital, which you never fucking uses. You have a ship sitting out on your harbor for people who are sick or hurt that don't have the COVID, so you can keep them away from it. It's hardly used at all. He didn't do fuck all to end it. It just ended. That's what happens. This is basic fucking understanding of how a disease goes through a population. It'll start out small, and then it's going to go up. And at some point, it's going to go up at an alarming rate. And then it's going to crest. And then it's going to fall. And then it's not going to go away permanently, but it's going to become like, oh, yeah, we can deal with that. You had the ability to just keep everything open. The only thing you did was drag it out. You drug it out longer. Good job. And now you have people talking about doing this everywhere again because, oh no, it's spiking elsewhere. Shadow says none of these assholes ever played Plague Inc., right? Right? It's how it happens. It goes through the population and then it dies out. Either the people die or the disease does. It's just how it happens. You can want it to not happen all you want. That's just basic fucking virology. That's how a pandemic happens. There's a reason we're not still in the 1918 pandemic, because it crested and then it fell and then it basically stopped. That's not to say that virus strain is still not around. It's just not devastating the population like it did. Antibodies get shared. People who got sick get over it. And it's hard for me to believe that they didn't know this. It's hard for me to believe that Dr. Fauci doesn't know this. And I think he does. I think he thought flattening the curve was something to try, because he was worried, because they do talk about overwhelming the hospitals. And we see that in articles every day, anytime there's a spike. Like, oh, the hospitals are getting overwhelmed. They're getting overwhelmed. How many are capacity? None. Oh, whoops. Was it the one I was reading about? Austin? I think it was Austin. Like, oh my God. They keep turning ambulances away and sending them to other hospitals because they're at capacity. And then if you read on, like, they're not actually at capacity. They're almost at capacity and they're saving a little bit of space. So these ambulances, it's not like they can't go anywhere. It's like they call into the closest hospital and they say, our ER is full, send them somewhere else. So they take them to the next closest hospital. They've never had a point where they're like, well, shit, we just have nowhere to take this person, throw them out on the street. And even in those cases, the hospital administrators, they talk to them in that fucking article. Like, yeah, we have the space. We have the space. We would just need more nurses. We just need more nurses. Now, I don't know how that hospital is that they talk to. I know our hospital here, those nurses sit on their ass a lot. A lot. That's not to say they don't do anything. And there's going to be nurses that get mad at me. Hang on. Thank you, Nyala, who says, what I want is the information on the virus, where they made masks mandatory. Was it decreased, neutral, or uprising? Because I want everyone to know the placebo the masks are. Wash your hands, people. Yeah. I don't know if masks help. I don't. I'm willing to try it until I hear otherwise. But yeah, wash your fucking hands, people. Wash your hands. B Junkie says ER and inpatient basically are two separate facilities. I get what you're saying there, but they were using the ERs as a holding spot for COVID patients at these hospitals. Now, my local hospital, I've been in there a couple of times. And those nurses piss me off. They are lazy as fuck. Lazy as fuck. I'm not talking about all hospitals. I'm not talking about all nurses. I'm talking about my local hospital. You can watch them sitting at their desk, talking to each other, having fucking coffee, and push your little call button. Bloop. And count and wait. And 15 minutes later, a nurse will come down pissy with you. Did you need something? Yeah, bitch, it's why I hit the button. I get it that maybe an ICU nurse is a little bit different. I don't remember being in an ICU in my lifetime. I was in one when I was very, very little, but I don't remember ever being in one. I do remember when my son was in an ICU. He was in a PEDS ICU. And I remember those nurses being the same way. I remember my son's breathing monitor. He was in there because when I was holding him, he stopped breathing. I remember sitting in his hospital room, and His monitor the alarm kept going off. And they kept fucking ignoring it. And I got mad. And they told me they were ignoring it because they knew there was a problem with it. And they didn't. He was fine. I'm like, there's a problem with the thing that's monitoring my son's breathing. The very issue he's in here for. And you still have him hooked up to that? And your lazy bitch ass can't take 2 seconds to walk in here just to make sure that, it is just that alarm going off wrong again? Oh, I was hot, man. I was hot. Oh. I've met a lot of good nurses. Don't get me wrong. But I've met a lot of lazy fucking bitches. And our ER, holy shit. You want to talk about just the fucking ground zero of lazy medical professionals? Oh, fuck. They are lazy. Oh, my God. The doctors, the people who come in for blood, all of them hit this nurse's station and they just stand there and talk. I actually got up and left the ER one day. I was so pissed. I was in there because I couldn't breathe. I was having trouble breathing. And I go in there and I'm waiting and I can see the fucking desk. I'm in there for 35 minutes and nobody's even come in to see me yet. And I just get up and fucking leave. And like, you can't just leave. We're about to get to you. And all I say, fuck you. And I walked out. Yeah, I was not happy. Not happy at all. I dated a nurse. She was a stoner. Again, I don't want to paint all nurses as bad. But when they talk about this, like, we're at capacity and the only reason we can't get more is because we don't have any more nurses. Like, you can't take 2 more beds and those nurses check them too. Come on. Fuck you. Fuck you. Anyhow. Yeah, for me, I think this is all political. I really do. I think I think they convinced Donald Trump to screw himself, actually. I think they talked him into this closing everything down shit. And remember, Trump didn't close everything down, but it did come out, that was the federal government's official stance is that we should probably do that. And then Trump comes out and he's like, I hope to have everything open by Easter. And everybody like, he thinks it's going to be gone by Easter, you guys. He's so stupid. Remember that? Because he said he hoped it would be done by then. By April 2nd. Is it April 2nd or April 12th? I forget which one it was. I know it was early April. And he's so stupid. And it's like, we got to keep everything shut down through, when's the election? Oh, yeah, through November. We'll open it all back up on November 12th. When's voting this year? Is it I don't know what day we're voting. What's this? The first Tuesday after the first Monday in November this year. Isn't that a weird thing that we chose for it? It's the first Tuesday after the first Monday. That's such a weird thing to do. Why not just the first Tuesday? Well, that could be on the 1st, sir, and that's too close to October. People are telling me the 3rd. All right, I'll go with them, guys. I'm not reporting myself. I'm just reporting what the chat says. We can open everything back up on November 4th. Yeah. It's just a little too coincidental. It's too coincidental that this is the first time we've ever done this. It's destroyed an economy that looked like it was nothing could stop it. Liberals were begging for the economy to crash. All of these things come together at once. I mean, it could be coincidence. I could also win the lottery tomorrow. Is there even a drawing tomorrow? I don't know when they draw the lottery. What do you guys think about the lottery? I know a lot of people hate it. And they think poor people are stupid for buying a ticket. I think if you buy a ticket every time, then you probably have a problem. I don't see a problem with buying a lottery ticket every now and then. To me, it's no different than going to a casino once in a while, or betting on a stock, or betting on a horse, or betting on a team. I don't have a problem with the lottery. Pyre says it's a waste of money. Only if you lose. Only if you lose. I buy lottery tickets from time to time. It's been a long time since I bought one. But yeah, why not? Take a chance. It's $1. It's $2 if you buy what it. I know one of them's $1 and one of them's $2. Yeah, it's $2. That's what? That's if you play the nickel slots, that'll get you what, an hour worth of fun if you don't lose it all immediately. Straight Sith Mail says I don't gamble often. Neither do I. I don't gamble very much. I'm very good at gambling, but I also don't like to lose. I know myself well enough to know I should not gamble. When I go to a casino, I play video poker. It's all I play. I have a friend he's like, you need to get in on tournaments. I'm like, nope, because I know myself. That's why if I am going to play something like Hold'em or 5-card draw or stud or any of that shit, I play it on video. I do video games for it because I know myself. Like, shit, I just lost $5,000. I'm going to bet $6,000 to make it back. That's a bad thought. I don't play with real money. The only thing I play with for real money is video poker. And I give myself a limit. I've gambled playing Hold'em. I've played Hold'em in person, but it's always fake gambling. It's never for real. But I'm very good at math and gambling. Especially if you're playing Hold'em. Hold'em is a game of math. It's knowing your chances versus what their chances are. And I never play a hand I can't win. I tell people that, and they never believe me. It's like, you cannot beat me right now. Fold. And they won't do it. They think I'm bullshitting them every time. It's like, no, I know the math. There's not a hand that can beat mine. You might tie me, but you ain't beating my ass. Yeah, so I love poker. I do. It's fun to play, but I never play it for money. But if you're just talking, stop by the gas station and like, fuck it, give me an easy pick. I don't have a problem with that. I do think it's weird that people will spend like, they buy a ticket in every drawing. What is that, like $104 a year? That's a lot. If you're poor, that's a lot of money. Playing for money makes it more fun. Playing for money, like I told you, I know myself. In Fallout New Vegas, I get kicked out of all the casinos by playing blackjack. What'd you do, cheat? I don't like blackjack. I've never been a fan. I mean, I get the appeal, but it's too random. And I know, like in the movie 21, those people who figured out how you can kind of game the system, even gaming the system that way, you can still lose big. I mean, if you don't know what card's coming up next, you might have a decent idea of what might come up next, but fuck that. That is not enough certainty for me. I only gamble when I know I can win. And I know it's not a gamble, right? But I only gamble when I know I can win. Look, I can still lose, but I know I can win. No, I'm naturally good at blackjack. Gotcha. Okay. In New Vegas, if your luck is high, you practically can't lose. Fair enough. In video games, in those kind of video games, I rarely play any of the casino games and stuff. They're a distraction to me. I only do them if it's something like you have to do, like to get a certain person to like you or to get a certain object. I actually get like I haven't had one in a long time, but casino games, the ones that have like the whole suite where you can play everything against computers. Leo says, but then it's not gambling. I know. There's a reason I don't lose. Hazmat, thank you, says, I love playing poker in Red Dead Online with other players. I can see that being fun. I played online with people, just never for money. I don't like to lose money. I don't like to lose, to be honest with you. I like Pazak and Knights of the Old Republic. It was a little too, I don't know. It wasn't a horrible game. I liked it for a game that they developed for that game. But again, I don't like playing those games. The only time I really gamble in a video game is in San Andreas, and it's only I go bet on the horses. Save your game right before you go bet on the ponies. Go bet on the long shot with all your money, and if you lose, reload your game, and just bet on that long shot until you win like 4 times, and you have enough money you don't have to worry about money again in the game. That's the only fucking time I do it in there. I never go back. I don't give a fuck. Oh, God. Should we talk about Aquila? Should we bring that stupid shit up? Aquila, obviously, she's the woman that sued Sargon for copyright infringement and lost. And I do want to be clear here. I've said this all along. I said it at the beginning, and I say it now. I think Sargon got away with one here. I find it hard to believe that video qualified, which, according to the judge, mostly turned on the fact that he had the right title for it. If he had titled that differently, he could have lost that case based on what the judge said. So, good night, Nyla. Have a good one. Thank you so much for the donations. Even with that, he still won the case. And because he won the case, he was entitled to sue Aquila for damage or for fees, attorney fees and court fees. And B Junkie says that case was a slam dunk. You should read it because the judge sure as fuck didn't say that. The judge, it literally swung on the title. Hazmat, thank you, says, what about GTA Online Diamond Casino? I don't play GTA Online. I played it very, very little. But anyway, so Aquila is ordered today to pay $38,000 some odd dollars. I forget the small change of it. $38,000 to Sargon for attorney fees. And she's mad as fuck about it. And she goes on this Twitter rant where the very first thing she does is defame Sargon. Literally put herself in legal jeopardy. Now, one of the things the judge said in the original case ruling is that it's hard to determine whether or not somebody is doing a copyright claim based on an actual belief that it's a copyright claim or if it's something punitive. And he says, but because of this woman's online statements, there's no doubt what she was trying to do, that she didn't actually care about copyright. She was trying to punish Sargon. And you have the quotes and shit that she says. And you can go watch the shit that she says, including her saying that she doesn't give a fuck about Sargon's kids. She'll bankrupt his ass and put him out of business. And that was her goal. Her goal was never to protect her brand or protect her video. If she'd have kept her fucking mouth shut, that part would have been a question for the judge. He says in the case, it's always hard to tell the intention of the person who brings these suits. But she made it quite clear what it was, and it wasn't copyright. And so if she'd have just, I guarantee you her lawyer told her to shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. And then her lawyer quits. Her lawyer quits. And she says it's because he fucked up and said that it was a harassment thing rather than being a copyright claim as it always was. Like, nah, bitch, that ain't what happened. We all watched it. We all watched it. You would not shut the absolute fuck up and got yourself in trouble. This is why any lawyer worth his salt, if you are in a legal mess, will tell you, do not talk about it. Shut the fuck up. Don't speak publicly. If you give an interview, you tell them, I cannot discuss a pending legal matter. That's why you hear that so often from companies and people who are involved in lawsuits where we're all like, what the hell's going on? And they're like, I can't talk about it. You know why? Because they listen to their fucking lawyers, and she wouldn't shut the fuck up. And so she goes on these Twitter rants today, this fucking long ass thread where, like I said, the very first thing she does is defame Sargon. She calls him a white supremacist, but that's not even the best part. Let's get this tweet up here. She says, hey, if you follow me on Twitter, you may have noticed that I'm being harassed by a bunch of white men today. That's because I sued white supremacists for stealing my content on YouTube in 2016. In that sentence right there, she calls him a white supremacist and a thief. She's already lost her claim on that stealing her content. She can say using my content, stealing, sweetie, no, that's defamation. And you're lucky that he's over there and doesn't give enough of a fuck about you to sue your ass, because you just fucked up again. Oh man. She goes on to say, for the past 4 years, this person has made racist and sexist harassing content about me, Trey Melvin, Cat Black. I don't know who that is. Oh, Cheska Lee. That's Francesca. And more for the purpose of getting his followers to harass us. Notice she leaves out everybody else Sargon's made videos about. It's just those black people again. It's just those black people. Sargon just doesn't like black people. You know, like Anita Sarkeesian. Oh, fuck. She even goes on to say, he was banned from VidCon when they forged badges and yelled over us on panels. Bitch, what the hell are you talking about? Anyhow. It is such a wonderful read. If you guys didn't see it and haven't read it, I'm going to throw it into chat for you now, because we should do a dramatic reading of this sometime. Dramatic reading of Akilah Hughes's nonsense. She runs a channel called Akilah. Obviously, she claims to be a comedian, you guys. I've never seen her say anything funny. I mean, this is funny, but not funny for the reasons, you know, a comedian normally wants to be funny. At the end of it, she actually calls out the judge. She tries to send hate to the judge. Sweetheart, sweetie, you need to find a lawyer who can tell you to shut up and actually make you do it, because you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble. We covered that a little bit more on Lords of the Night if you guys want to see more about that. But yeah, it was such a dumpster fire of a thread. Starts out by calling him a white supremacist and a thief. Man. I don't even know how to deal with that. Even if you're upset that you lost, and I understand being upset that you lost because you thought you were punishing him, which is what she did. She didn't. She tells us she didn't do it for fair use reasons. She did it to punish. Which, by the way, you can still punish somebody that way, but you still have to establish that fair use wasn't used. Unfortunately, she didn't do either. Again, nice job with the title, Sargon. But you can't say somebody stole it from you when there's a legal decision that says that it wasn't stolen from you. That's literal slander right there, or libel. Because what is it? It's slander when it's written, libel when it's spoken, right? Either way, that's defamation, you silly bitch. Christ. I wonder if her lawyer read that and his ass just puckered right the fuck up. He's just, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, other way? Well, okay. Which I always forget which is which. It's easier to just say defamation. Covers both. Yeah, I just imagine her lawyer just like puckering right the fuck up. Like giving her a call like, Akila, please turn off your Twitter. I think her lawyer probably wants her to get off Twitter more than Trump's handlers want him to get off. Because holy shit, you just lost a case for this for legal problems, and you're just going to go cause yourself more. You lost a case because you wouldn't shut the fuck up. At the very least, you gave him permit, or you influenced the judge to be like, yeah, we're going to just give it all to him. He can have everything he wants because she's a cunt. She is trying to abuse the legal system. I wonder if the judge thought even at all that she might have believed that there was any fair use issue. I want to talk about this because I saw this going around today. I'm going to pull it up on screen. I'll probably get in trouble for this because it's a Disney thing. That's all right. We'll leave the... I got to turn off the branding. Stop it. Nope. This one. There we go. The tweet up here says, reminder that Disney is actively giving your children anti-communist propaganda, which immediately made me go, Disney? The CCP Disney? And there's this clip here, and I don't know what this is from. I don't know how old this show is or what show this is even from. But it's... Okay, let me pop that up there, make sure the volume's up as high as it can go. Turn mine up just a touch, so hopefully you guys can hear it better. And away we go. You notice they're all dressed in Russian garb there, right? Girl Meets World. Okay, what is this? Boy Meets World's takeoff, spinoff? No sound. God bless it. Did I forget to hit the button again? There we go. Da-da-da.
Miss Hart. Miss Matthews. Farkle. 100%. You get a C.
What? We get a what's that you say now? How do we get 100% and get a C?
Because when you get everything right, but you don't do it yourselves, it makes you average.
Oops. Okay, people are still saying they can't hear. Is there audio now, Massive? Communist grades. I'm guessing people can hear it because people are commenting. He goes on to say, it is quiet. Yeah, sorry, guys. There's nothing I can do to turn it back up. I can give you the link to it, though. But what he tells them is that they all got A's, or they all got an A together, but an A divided by 3 is a C. So they all get C's. They're like, oh my God. I am happy. I turned my volume up as much as it'll go. Sorry, Gray, without blasting my ears out. There, you guys can watch it for yourself there. It's a lesson in how communism just makes you average. And there's a whole bunch of people in the comments who are mad as fuck about that. How come automatically it drags everything down? Well, because it does. Because that's how it works. That's how it works. Communism has never lifted everybody up. Ever. It's not even designed to do that. It's designed at best to leave you stationary. And you better hope you're at the top when that treadmill starts. Even if you look at countries like Denmark, that's the one Bernie loved to use. Denmark is democratic socialist, and the people from Denmark are like, no, fuck it, shut up. No, we're not. But in Denmark, they have, all their social programs and everything, and they're having a problem. They're having a huge problem in Denmark. There's no upward mobility. None. Poor people are just poor. There's nowhere for them to go. The positions above them are filled. There's nothing driving innovation. There's nothing driving expansion. Everybody's just kind of there. And they don't know what to do about it. They've been trying to fight it. And they don't understand why it's happening. Well, when people don't have a need, when there's no incentive to get ahead, when you're just comfortable where you're at, when you're taken care of, why the fuck would you do more? Why would you do more? People, by and large, are lazy. We're not that much different from other animals in that. Most animals are lazy, especially large animals. They're just lazy. They might play for a while and then they just go lay down for most of the day. We're not that far evolved from that. We're not, most of us aren't go-getters. It's just how, and I'm not being mean. It's just true. Complacency is a hell of a drug. It's being taken care of. Look, as a kid, mom and dad took care of you, right? How many businesses did you start? How much extra did you do besides what you had to? When you're taken care of, there's no incentive to do more. And it's what they always miss. It's what they always miss. I saw somebody today, I forget who it was, but they said, we need to stop fighting socialism the way we used to. We need to stop fighting it the way we used to. Because the typical way to fight socialism or communism is to point out it's never worked. And he said, but there's a new breed. There's a new breed who doesn't care about that. They don't care about that. You have to argue actually against it. And there's your argument, or at least part of it. There's this wonderful communist utopia that's going to be great. Doesn't exist. Even in Scandinavian countries that they like to, oh God, I turned up my volume. I forgot about that shit. Thank you so much. Meowser, who says, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, had an anti-communist episode. Cool. Thank you for the donation. And that's kind of funny. Good on them. My granddaughter loves My Little Pony, so hopefully she saw that. Yeah, you're gonna see some people pushing back against communism that's gonna make you go, what? Because you have people who like to make money. You still do. Even lefties who you might go, they're kind of commie. They might have socialist ideas, and even say embrace the Scandinavian idea that they think is socialism, but they like their money. Oh boy, do they like their money. They might preach some of that shit to the lower folk to get them arguing with each other, but they don't believe it. Oh, hell no. See what happened to Chris Matthews? This little commie piece of shit. When communism starts getting preached for real, he's like, oh, fuck no. Well, they canceled his ass quick, didn't they? Suddenly, all of these charges of him being rude to people and talking inappropriately to women pop up. But not until he starts arguing against Bernie Sanders and the idea of communism. All that shit he'd been doing for years and years and years on camera. All of that they pointed at was on camera. They don't care until he comes after Bernie and his communism. And Chris only cared about that because he's like, oh shit, these crazy fuckers are going to do it. There's a great moment in season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer that's perfect for this. And I know I'm using Buffy as a reference. You hang in there. In season 2, about halfway through, Angel, who's a good vampire, he's a vampire with a soul. Some gypsies put a soul in his body. And he's cursed with that soul until he experiences true happiness, which he gets when he bangs Buffy for the first time. Suddenly he turns evil halfway through the series. And he is hell-bent on destroying the world. And he's getting close to doing it. And Spike, an actual bad vampire, he comes to Buffy to help her out. And she's like, why would you help me? And he's like, look, I happen to like this world. A lot of us talk, there's a lot of people who talk about ending the world, but it's just talk. Because this crazy fucker is going to do it. So he actually turns against somebody he should be on the side of. That's what you saw with Chris Matthews. Chris Matthews was Spike right there. He's like, this crazy bastard's going to end the world. Look, I talk a good commie game, but fuck that. I like my money. They're like, oh, you got to go away now. You got to go away now. It's funny how that happens. You're going to see a lot of this, hopefully. Unfortunately, you have a whole generation right now and another one on the way who have been indoctrinated with this shit. Who've been indoctrinated with how good it is and how we need to take care of everybody. You can take care of everybody without communism. You really can't. You can have things like charities, and we have tons of them. You can have things like a social safety net, which we have, but still have the majority of your system being risk and reward, private ownership, capitalism. What we have. The thing that has pushed society to places nobody ever thought possible. Places that were a fucking literal science fiction. Smartphones. They're basically communicators from Star Trek. Literal science fiction we're holding in our hands. We have my phone right now is more powerful than the first 3 computers I had combined. You don't get that from fucking communism. The only way you get that from communism is them stealing the technology from us. You can still have the charity and the social safety net that helps people if they fall on hard times. But again, it's a safety net. You don't stay in the net. It's not a hammock. That's not where you live. The whole idea is to climb back up that fucking ladder and go back across that fucking tightrope and see if you can make it this time. And you can help people up. You can help them climb that ladder. And both of you get up there together. What you can't do is have the entirety of society on one rung trying to go up to the next one, because it just collapses. You can't have them all laying in that fucking safety net because it'll just collapse under the weight. But Jeff Bezos has so much money. So? And? Who'd he steal it from? He stole it from the workers. Did he? Did he? Those people didn't get paid? I have a feeling they did. And he's bumped his pay up to $15 an hour, so that should have made everybody happy. Does he have a lot of money? Fuck yeah, he does. Most of it's in stocks. It's not actually liquid. We're going to go after the billionaires. Being a billionaire should be illegal. They actually said that. Being a billionaire should be illegal. Shut up. Shut up, commie. Go fuck yourself. Y'all remember when Bill Gates was the richest guy in the world? Remember that? When nobody ever heard the name Jeff Bezos? Ever. And now not only is he the richest man in the world, he is the richest man in the world by a lot. He's so rich, he lost half his fucking money and is still the richest man in the world. That's how fucking rich he is. Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. It's possible. Anyone can do it if you have the right idea and the right motivation and the right luck. Yeah, luck is a part of it. That sucks, doesn't it? Sucks that luck is part of it. Ask Nikola Tesla. His timing was shit. Yeah, probably one of the most brilliant minds of a generation. And a lot of people never heard of him until like the last 20 years when people started mentioning him again. Brilliant man. But nobody cared because he never did anything that mattered to our current world. Decoy Man says Tesla got screwed over. He did, but I mean, welcome to the real world. Timing, luck, the right friends. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Tesla was in love with a pigeon. Tesla was, look, like many very, very intelligent men, is probably a little bit insane. Three-phase electricity. Look, Tesla was brilliant, but he was probably, just a little insane. DC just cannot compete with AC. True. Tesla was a rock star genius. Edison was an asshole. I understand what you're saying, and I know a lot of people are very passionate about this. But which one did history remember? Thank you, Terry Diamandis, over on the Streamlabs. Give me a second to get that open over here because that one's too long for me to catch just in the box. The maximum amount of money anyone should be allowed to have is always $1 more than I currently have. People should feel free to give me money to raise that maximum all they want. Thank you for the donation, and you just hurt yourself, or he hurt everybody. So he needs more money so that he can get that back up. Ahead of his time. Yeah, look, Tesla was mostly forgotten until probably in the last 20 years. His name resurfaced, and people were finally giving him his due. Long after it mattered. I mean, long after it mattered. Especially for his lifetime, you know what I mean? He again, I'm not taking anything away from the man. I'm pointing out that timing and luck and friends, and there's a lot more that goes into it than just, being smart or having the great idea. He is a perfect example of how you can have all the right ideas and stuff and still end up a footnote in history because of what other people have done. Hey, Jack, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
Not too bad. Having a rant here and there.
Nice. Anything exciting?
I started off the show with this fucking article that pissed me off about these two lawyers who firebombed a police car in New York.
Okay.
It was an article and a tweet that was very sympathetic to them. And in the tweet, the guy said it was just a moment of madness. These two
Bullshit.
in this this moment of madness, they used a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, that they had to have made before they came. So
Yeah.
more than a moment of madness.
Yeah, they're two lawyers who fucked up. And if you want to blame anything, blame the media and blame the politicians who are feeding this black people are getting killed by cops on a regular basis nonsense.
Right?
Because that's where it came from. But anyway, since then I moved on. Talked about a Disney show where they had a blatantly anti-communist scene, and it was beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful. Over on the Streamlabs, real quick. Don't forget, guys, we are brought to you by you. Hit that like button, hit the share button, and if you can, money is always appreciated. Shadow Raven Phoenix, thank you so much. What these commies are preaching is National Socialism, and they don't remember history between World War I and World War II. And there's an extremely thin line between genius and insanity. There is. But again, a lot of geniuses are insane. They just are. And it's probably because they have no one to talk to at their level.
Yeah.
You know, that's got to be rough.
I've told the story several times about the time I lived with a genius for a year.
Yeah.
And he would sit around in his stormtrooper armor watching Pokemon. But the guy was a certifiable genius. He was just an antisocial weirdo at the same time. The really, really smart people could pee themselves while doing math equations, like idiot savants. And I'm sorry, they are weird. They're very weird people.
Yeah, I was talking about the advantages of capitalism over communism, and I was just pointing out that in capitalism, just because you work hard, just because you're the smartest, just because you're the hardest working, just because you're the best at what you do, doesn't mean you're going to get ahead.
Yeah.
You can still die piss broke. And I just brought up Tesla as an example. Not that he died piss broke. I don't know how he was when he died. I just know Tesla did not get the credit he deserved in his lifetime. It wasn't until the last 20 years that Tesla's name has got the attention it probably deserved all along.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are people that are mad at me. Look, guys, I'm not blasting Tesla at all. I'm just saying he's a good example of this. You can be really smart or really talented and not get noticed. I mean, there is an element of luck to it. There is an element of needing to know the right people. There is an element of timing. There's all of these things that are still necessary, and it makes capitalism a little more scary than communism. But as I was pointing out to them, Jack, even in a place like Denmark, which does not like to be called even socialist, they're like, no, we're not socialist. They have a problem right now with upward mobility. Everybody in that country is pretty much stuck where they are. Poor people are just poor. There's nowhere for them to go up because the people right above poor people, they have nowhere to go up. And the people right above them, they have nowhere to go up because all of the jobs are filled with where they are. And they can't figure out how to fix that. They're like, well, you're never going to do that if there's no incentive to create, if there's no incentive to go beyond.
Yeah, why would you try?
Yeah, there's no reason to. And if you're looking for something that's like, okay, I just need to be content where I am and safe where I am, then maybe that's for you. If you want the chance to one day become, well, Jeff Bezos, you need a system like ours. And I pointed out to these guys, Jack, do you remember, it wasn't that long ago when Bill Gates was the richest man in the world?
Yep.
Did you hear Bezos' name back then?
Nope. He didn't even appear on the scene until like 10 years ago.
And out of nowhere, richest man in the world. billions of dollars to the point where everybody, even there's some capitalists who hate the man.
Yeah.
How dare he have that much money? Out of nowhere. You guys could do that. Again, timing, the right idea. Not going to happen in Denmark. I guarantee you that shit.
No, if you can't move up, why try?
Yeah.
Why would you put any effort in beyond the minimum if you have no incentive to do so? If you're making the same amount of money as the guy next to you with no chance of getting your boss's job or moving up in the company, why would you put any effort in? You just put enough in to not get fired.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. I had to stand up to get. My son bought me soda and put it on the other side of my desk, so I had to get up and get it. Sorry. Think about. Thank you, Gamer Valine, who says we can attribute that to the internet making the darker side of Tesla versus Edison readily available. Edison isn't alive to hide his misdeeds. Well, the internet did do that. But it does happen as certain names in history just get talked about more.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
We talk about Henry Ford all the time, but we don't talk about the fact that he wrote a book called The International Jew and how he built factories for Hitler.
Right. Sorry, guys. Nectar of the Gods. Haven't done this on stream in a while, but I've been really thirsty today.
Probably dehydrated.
I might have picked up a bug or something the last 2 days, Jack. I've just slept like a motherfucker. But that's not important. I forgot what I was saying before this. That's okay. It wasn't important. The important thing is don't be communist. It's bad. But Jack, I saw this thing. This guy said we need to start finding a different way to argue against socialism because the good argument, the simple argument is it's never worked. But he pointed out you have a generation right now who doesn't care. They're like, so we'll do it anyway. That's not an argument to them. And the only argument I can think of to make is the human nature argument. That human nature doesn't allow for, people to get along the way they think they're going to. That everybody's just going to try their best. They're going to give their best every day. Even the fuckers who are socialists, they don't do that.
No, but it's not about them. It's about everybody else pulling their weight.
Mm-hmm.
These are lazy people that think everybody else is going to do their work.
Yeah.
They're the freeloaders in the group project from high school and college. They're not achievers. These are people that they think they're going to get more of what other people have by doing the same or less than they are now. They're entitled. And that's how these things always end up happening is a bunch of entitled, spoiled kids think they're going to get a bunch of free stuff.
I really like how I guess it's Girl Meets World. It's the Boy Meets World spinoff.
Oh, okay.
The way they did this, because they have these 3 girls who are dressed as Russians for some reason. Maybe those are Chinese. I couldn't really place the outfits. They're commie outfits. And they did a project, or they did some paper or something like that. And he goes, good job. You got 100%. You get a C. And I like that they did that because they got the highest score they could and they still only got a C.
They're redistributing the grade.
Yeah. He goes, an A divided by 3 is a C. And the real point there is that in communism or socialism, you can work as hard as you want. You can work much harder than the guy next to you. You're getting paid the same as he is, period. That's what the level is. So there's no reason to try to go higher.
That's your station. Accept it.
Yeah. So you might as well slow down to what he's doing. So I really like that they did it that way, that they made it that they absolutely got the best they could and still, sorry, you're just average now. It was average is max. Exactly, Faithless. That is a horrible lesson to teach, but it's funny as shit. What is this you sent me, Jack?
Oh, this was a story I heard on the radio. I imagine
Oh,
you
I saw
probably covered
this.
it. Yeah, I figured
No,
you did.
I haven't covered it, but I did see this. Where's the title? Video: Woman detained on Myrtle Beach for wearing revealing bikini.
Yeah, she had a thong on.
Yep, she's. Hang on. Can I make this bigger? Yeah, there we go.
That's what she said.
Move it over here. No, that's not the right one. I moved the wrong one, Jack.
That happens. Oh, morning, Stargazer.
Hey, Nuts, how you doing, sweetie? All right.
No, shockingly, BG, she was not a big land-dwelling butter whale.
No, she's not actually. My only problem with her is all the tats.
Yeah, I can get past that because she's a cutie.
If you like tats, she's your girl. I'm not going to play sound on this one, guys. It's a long, but this is a 20-minute video. We're not playing the whole thing. But there she is right there. And yeah. Oh, I need to. Where's the volume on my side? There we go. Yeah, she's getting arrested. Oh, she's cold. Look at them nipples, man. They're cold.
Yeah, or she's excited. One of the two.
One of the two. Well, she's being manhandled, so maybe that's it.
Yeah, she's not an unattractive young lady, and she's not dressed where like she. I mean, they apparently have some weird law down there that if you're showing too much buttocks, anus, or vulva, you can be arrested. And I was like, this was dumb. This was just stupid.
I feel if it's vulva, that's okay.
Yeah.
If you're showing your puss, okay, get them off the beach.
Well,
but if it's just her butt.
That's just it. This can't be the first time. This can't be the first time somebody was wearing a thong at that beach.
I just like the chick next to her. She's wearing like almost as
right.
Yeah, she gets arrested, y'all, for just wearing too small of a bikini. I'm saving the rest of that video for myself.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. As soon as I close it down, you get to see the actual bikini. Now, there we go. That is like almost showing it. Almost. But it's still covered. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and they've had to have seen these kind of bikinis before, and it almost certainly wasn't a problem. This is kind of dumb. I think this is a giant waste of police resources. If this is what your cops are doing, they're there just to give tickets.
Man, if she sneezes, that's coming out.
Right? I'm with Evolved. This was some Karen whose husband was looking a little too long.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's unacceptable.
All right, Jack. Given all her tats and given this bathing suit, how quick does this shit go to butt stuff?
Oh, day one, 5 minutes in, 8 a.m. To borrow a line from Time Bandits. Yeah, that chick, she does butt stuff for sure. And you know what? I'm fine with that, because if she wanted me to put it in her butt, I'd probably put it in her butt. She's a pretty cute girl.
I'd be worried. I mean, with all those tats, man, I'm guessing she's got to have, like
hepatitis.
Hep C.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. It always is.
Real quick, Frank, thank you. I used the human nature argument, and they said Marx talked about how that's a fallacy and humans will rise above it. That's because Marx was a fucking moron. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jack.
No, Marx had no life experience. He's a fucking idiot. Freeloader.
Yeah.
No, look, I don't think this chick should have got arrested or ticketed or anything. It was just a bikini. What are they fucking imposing Sharia law? Is this the morals police now? She had all the dirty bits covered, loosely granted, but still covered, didn't expose anything. This is a giant waste of police resources, and this is why people hate cops, because they're enforcing dumb fucking laws. And really, you should blame the legislature for instituting these, but this is a waste of time.
Pete's upset with me for suggesting she probably has hep. Look, I am thinking that chick right there is not too discerning when it comes to where she gets anything done. And I would bet some of those tats were done with a dirty needle in somebody's house. That's all I'm saying.
No, I think they look professional, but they're just not that interesting of tats. But I would like to inspect them closer, is what I'm saying. And I'll let you know how things work out if that comes up.
I'm telling you, she probably has the ABC of Hep.
Well, that's a possibility, but I won't know until I compare medical records.
Cannibalistic just says she's got Hep A to Z. Yeah, I mean, there's women that I look at like that, like, no, I'm okay. You know what? I'm gonna go find where that chick in the white bikini. Oh, now that I'd tap. That's classy. I like the strings of the stringies on the side like that. The 4 or 5. Yeah.
I'm gonna compromise and do both of them at the same time.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's only fair, and then everybody gets a turn, and maybe one cancels the other one out for whatever they got, if anything. But I've heard this chick talk. I heard an interview with her today, and she seems reasonably intelligent. So I know she was pretty upset about the whole thing, and she should be, but I think this is dumb.
I would take a blowjob from her. You can't get Hep from a blowjob, right?
You can get chlamydia.
Yeah, they got penicillin for that.
That's true.
Yeah. You just got to pee. You go pee one day and it burns a little bit. You're like, shit. You got to go see a doctor. They shove something down your pee hole and be like, yep, you got the chlamydia. Here's some penicillin. You're all better. Are you guys saying that was a man? That's not a man. There's no tuck game that works that well.
Not with that outfit.
Fuck no. She'd have to actually be tucked into her own butthole, like all the way balls deep, literally.
That would explain why she was smiling then.
Yeah, it could be.
But yeah, I just think this is some old prude puritanical bullshit that shouldn't even be on the books. This should have never been. This is a waste of police resources.
Oh yeah, I'll grant you that. I mean, all jokes aside about her, as long as it's covered, I don't care. I don't have a problem if they're like, okay, you can't actually show lip. All right, that's fair.
The interview I heard with her today, she said she's been at that beach because apparently she's a local. She's been at that beach for the past 10 years wearing that same outfit because that's her like go-to swimsuit. So
I do wonder though. I mean, it looks like those like the strings on the side are actually supposed to come up over her hip. The way she's wearing it awful low.
Yeah.
And you can tell if you go back to that last picture that I showed, which unfortunately I closed, there's a gap right beside the mounds there where the string should be coming up quite obviously. Again, it's not worth arresting her over, but I wonder if, she always wears it like that. That is not a man, Johnny Blaze. How dare you?
Look, all I'm saying is that this was a giant waste of time because she had everything covered, and yeah, she's wearing it slutty-like, but that just encourages me to be on her side even more.
Right.
So, yeah, I think this was just a fucking stupid travesty, waste of time. Those cops should be ashamed of themselves for cuffing her. That's ludicrous.
This was either a Karen whose husband was looking, or was a fat chick who was like, she's prettier than me.
Yeah, or both.
Or both. Yeah, it could have been a fat Karen whose husband was looking. What else we got here today, Jack? Yeah, I don't care about that. Don't care about that.
Did you you weren't watching the activity at Portland last night, were you?
I wasn't, but I heard somebody got hit.
Oh, there was so much fun. I think Frosted was in the chat. A couple of the other guys might have been too. Okay, so I saw 3 important things happen. There was a silver truck. That's outstanding, by the way. There was did you want to discuss this?
No, I just brought this up on the screen.
I can't unsee that now.
Oh, let me stop then. There you go.
No, that's fine. It's so perfect. It's so true. So the silver truck was driving, and somebody started bashing on the back of it. There's video of people attacking the tail lights.
Yeah.
And hitting it. So he took off and he ran over a motorcycle. There was no one on it, but he dragged it for 5 blocks.
Shit.
It was in front of his truck. It's like a low riding S10 looking thing. So he dragged this bike for like 5 blocks. And of course they're all freaking out. They're like, oh my God, he's trying to murder us. And they were the ones hitting the vehicle.
Right.
And then there was some dude called the cops so he could white knight and bail her out. Yeah, I would have been like, hey, what do you do if I bail you out? Then there was a shooting. So this guy in the crowd was identified as having a gun. And of course, what do these guys do? They all swarm around him and start screaming at him. Because, that's what you do when you see somebody has a gun. You try and make them nervous and agitated. So the guy tries to leave. They're following him. And he starts running. They start running. And then you hear some gunshots, like 3 or 4 of them.
Jesus.
And he shot into the air. He could have easily killed a couple of these people.
Yep.
You're in a big group like that. He wasn't going to miss at that range. They weren't that far behind him. And he got away, and they're all freaked out. They're like, oh my God, gunshots. Yeah, you chased a guy with a gun, you fucking retards. And then
you're lucky none of them hit you. Real quick, Jack. Thank you, Pete, who says, that is not a man, Johnny Blaze.
No, that was a delightful young lady.
It was a beautiful whore. Go ahead.
She needs a father figure in her life, and I could be that for 10 minutes.
I will be your father figure. Put your tiny hand in my... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right? Then there was some suspected white supremacist sightings, things like that, where they were just making shit up. And then my favorite incident happened where a guy got knocked down by the cops because he wouldn't listen and follow directions to go on the sidewalk. So they were moving him along. He fell down and started complaining about his neck hurting. And he was such a drama queen about it. Like, yeah, he probably was a little hurt, but apparently he had hurt his back the day before.
Oh.
In a different scuffle. So he's laying kind of on his side, almost face down, but, still on his side.
Yeah.
And the people in the crowd are converging, and the cops are trying to get him away. So they can't attend to him because they're trying to push people back. And they were like, you need to put him on his back. You need to put him on his back. That's good for his back. And he's got a backpack on, by the way. So if he has a neck injury, that's not what you do.
Right.
You leave him there. And then
you don't mess with him.
Yeah, because if you jostle him, you could paralyze him.
You secure the neck in place.
Exactly. Anybody that's done basic first aid knows that.
Yeah.
Then
medic.
I'm getting to that. Remember that they weren't letting the cops tend to him because they were trying to. There was one talking to him, but he had to get up to help move the crowd back. So the ambulance can't come in because the scene's not safe yet. Because all these people are around, crowding around, and the cops are struggling with them, trying to keep them at bay. So the medics are sitting over in the ambulance for like an extra 4 minutes. One of their medics decided that they had had enough of this and darted forward to try and get to him. Guess what happened?
Uh-oh.
Pepper spray.
Nice.
Right to the face. Like right to the face. And they ended up hitting one of the streamers too. It was that cat chick, I think, that got it. And she was bitching and moaning.
Oh, I love her.
I know.
She's so dumb.
Yeah.
She's cute and dumb, and I like that in a woman. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Just so. Thank you, Frank, for the donation. So it was an assault pickup. Yeah. Yeah. It was a truck of peace trying to go to work. Probably. They caught the guy. He apparently gave himself up to the cops. But yeah, the fact that this went on for so long and if they had just backed away and let the cops tend to the guy, he would have got treatment faster. And the paramedics were very careful with him. They handled everything perfectly from what I saw. And they kept screaming bad instructions, like put him on his back. He's got a backpack on with a back injury that you've already said several times, and he's complaining of a neck pain. You don't do that. That's just so stupid. So I was screaming at my monitor because, like, you people are so fucking dumb. If it had been up to them, they would have made him worse.
D. Quaid Man says smart chicks are better in bed, though. Look, I married a smart woman. I don't want to be with a dumb, pretty girl. I like smart, pretty women. I've laid out my hierarchy of women, and it goes smart, pretty, dumb, pretty, and then smart, ugly, dumb, ugly. That's the hierarchy. I like smart, dumb girls. I don't want to be with one forever because that's a bad idea, but you can put it in their butt once or twice.
Yeah, they're what's called good time girls. You have sex with them, but you don't marry them.
Yeah. You tell them your name is Matt Jarbo. We've discussed this. Pay attention, people.
GK said, you people are so dumb, says bad comic reviews while screaming at a monitor, a one-way device. Well, it was more rhetorically shouting out to vent my frustration so that I don't go out and yell at these retards in their face because I'll get murdered in about an hour.
I said smart, dumb girls. I meant pretty dumb girls. Pretty smart girls, pretty dumb girls, and then the uglies.
Well, let's face it, the pretty ones look smarter.
I didn't claim I was smart. I'm okay with being hypocritical about this. I'm dumb and pretty. And thank God Lady Monkey has lower standards than I do. I got lucky. Yeah, I haven't watched this stuff in probably in 3 days with any kind of real interest, Jack. Mm-hmm. I tune over there for a minute and I see him running through the streets being stupid. I've heard that the Portland police put up with less shit than the feds did.
Yeah, it's the staties. They're not putting up with nearly the crap the locals have to because they're not bound by the same rules.
Right. And so I've seen, okay, so it's the state cops are being even worse than the feds were. But I did notice that the feds, who, by the way, have not left yet.
Yeah.
They're still there.
They probably scaled back, but these kids are out marching in residential neighborhoods now. They're not hanging out there as much.
Well, they're federal. The reason I bring this up, Jack, is because I mentioned that is that they've stopped attacking the federal building, and the feds have stopped gassing and arresting them.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like there's some kind of connection there.
And somebody said to me, "No, the feds left first." I'm like, "Motherfucker, they work there."
Yeah, the U.S. Marshals work at every federal courthouse.
It's a federal fucking courthouse. That's where the first response came from. Oh, God. Yeah. They left the feds alone, and the feds are leaving them alone. Just as we predicted, Jack.
It's almost like, we knew that would happen because we're not complete retards. It's depressing how stupid these people are.
Oh, the police station in Eugene is on fire right now. That makes sense.
I'm not surprised. They've been branching out to smaller areas. They've been protesting out in Eugene occasionally, and there's another town out there, I forget the name of it, where they've been going occasionally. So it's not surprising. I said this would happen the other night. I said Antifa's going to pick a new target.
Yeah. Monkey has foresight. I'm the Miss Cleo of the YouTube universe. It's not that hard to be right about a lot of stuff, Jack.
Well, this stuff's fairly predictable because most of these people are fucking idiots.
The feds didn't start fucking with these people until they set that building on fire.
Yeah.
And then the feds, the first thing they did was board up the place. And they decided to try to set it on fire again. So they were like, oh, no, we're not playing this fucking game. It was all... The feds didn't bring violence. They responded to it.
Yeah. And we're going to see more of this. Bands Freak just said the eviction crisis. There's going to be a lot of people getting evicted because they couldn't pay their rent. And that's going to spark more of these because now they have a new cause to rally behind. It may not be a good one, but that's all they need is a crisis to accentuate their nonsense.
We'll see what happens with that. I mean, there's a lot of people who are supposedly, the eviction thing is up. I don't think courts are going to be upholding that right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just going to be too many.
It'll be a big lag time, but I think you will see people freaking out about it because it'll be a hot button issue that the news media can latch onto.
I think we'll see the new stimulus come pretty quick. Supposedly, the Republicans and Democrats are still trillions of dollars away from each other.
Yeah,
it boils down to either $1 or $3 trillion. It'll probably end up being like 2.5.
Yeah,
and there'll be rent money in there, and there'll be just money in there. So we'll see what happens. Because one of the big things, like Bernie's like, the extra $600 is running out on unemployment. Yeah, but the unemployment is still there.
Yeah. Well, some of these people, I know people that are on this, and they're like, yeah, I'm getting paid more than I was at my job.
Yep.
Why would you go to work and they're all a bunch of lazy fucks. So,
and yes, Shark Ventures, trillions. They are arguing that the Republican plan is like just over $1 trillion. The Democrat plan is $3 trillion. They don't even cover the same things. So if everybody got everything they wanted, it'd probably be 3.5.
Yeah. Trump's pushing to give people another $1,200 and no more of the $600 for unemployment. That's probably what they're going to end up doing, is something like that.
I can see them. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They might knock it down to like 200 instead of 600. I can see that.
Yeah, I was just about to say I could see them going to 300, so that it still covers what their paycheck would have for most people without being, cheaper than or more profitable to stay home and go to work.
Well, and the problem is that people aren't spending this money wisely. They're not paying their rent because they know they don't have to right now. So they're not using that money for that. So, of course, there's going to be a massive evictions when you're out buying new Xboxes and TVs with that money instead of paying your fucking bills.
Yep.
And then they're going to bitch about that and want another bailout. At some point, your money's worthless because you've printed so much of it, or there's just no more to give. People have to go back to work to make money so that there is money in circulation.
Yep. And if they just did that, somebody else just said this in chat, and I've been, Shark just said it. I've been preaching this on Twitter, and it pisses off liberals every time. Reopen the fucking economy.
They're not going to have a choice. The Democrats are pushing a lot of this extra money as a entryway to get the universal basic income.
Yes. Faithless just said they could have just looted a TV. Duh, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but they got there late. They were all gone. All they had is the 24 inches, and who wants that?
Right?
Oh, God. All right, Jack. What? There was something else I was going to talk about. Where to go? This one. No, not that one. Oh, no, I was going to show something, Jack, and then we'll talk about that dumb bitch. I want to show you something that was sent to me today. Apparently, Teespring was on it. A lot of people got their stuff today.
Nice.
And a lot of people sent me pictures. Thank you guys, everybody who sent those in. They look better than I thought they would.
Yeah, they look good.
In the pictures. Go ahead.
You just have them on white, or do you have them on black too?
I just have them all on white. I haven't found one that I like on black, because like this on black, you lose the outline.
Oh, yeah.
So I would have to put a white outline around it too. But on the store, if you look at it, it looks like the masks are kind of sewn so that they fold over each other.
Yeah.
And that's why the Lady Monkey one looks the way it does. But it's nice to see. I can go and make the big Lady Monkey one now. It'll still look funny on the store, but it's nice that it's just the printed thing, and you can fold it however you want. So I thank you guys for sending those in. Several people got mugs today, and I appreciate all of you. Don't forget, guys, you can get your own stuff. Is that a monkey mask? Yes, it is. I have 4 masks, 3 of which are monkey masks.
And where can they get these?
At the Teespring store, which is located below, but it is also right there. Yeah, if you go to the Teespring store, I have 4 different masks. Jack, you have what, 2?
2. Yeah, I have the Not Jack and I Love Thigh Gaps.
Yeah, these are on his Teespring store. Both of those are located below. There's shirts, there's mugs. He's got fanny packs. Go check it out. Get yourself something nice. And yes, that was Nuts' picture. That's her Eeyore. It kind of made me laugh because she got the one with the big smile and she put it on a donkey. And like, oh my God, it's AOC. But yeah, that's not nice. You want to watch a video?
Sure.
Let's watch a video. Hang on just a moment. I apologize for the audio that we're about to listen to. Her audio is fucking garbage. This is a woman I know who has done YouTube stuff before. It's Tommy Lahren.
Yeah.
Lahren, however you say her fucking name. Former, what was she on Rebel? And then she got kicked off of some conservative media outlet. I forget which one.
She was with the Blaze.
Okay. She looks so much different with all that plastic surgery she's had.
Oh, did she have plastic surgery?
Either that or her face went through puberty.
Well, she's pretty young, so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Let me know but volume is what I'm looking for here. Let's make sure we're up all the way. Okay.
I mean, these women.
That's a little loud. That's
all right. Turn
that
a little
down. Screechy.
Well, that's her audio.
I know, but the volume with that was bad.
Okay, so let's try that again.
I mean, these women range in every body type and everything. They're all successful. They're all intelligent. They're all good people. But if all of these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think it might not be us. It might be you. It might be men. It might be men. Now, I've often talked about the pussification of America and how men are no longer men. I talk to my mom about this a lot, and she says, well, maybe it's just the guys in Texas. Maybe it's just the guys in Los Angeles. Maybe it's just the guys. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. They, quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, she's angry.
Frank, thank you so much. What about the Stop Spreading Stupid mask? I don't have a Stop Spreading Stupid mask. I can make one if people are interested. I have a Just Let It Happen mask, which, by the way, is only to be used to stop COVID, not for any criminal activity. Just want to throw that the fuck out there. Don't let that happen. Anyway, so Tommy here has been having trouble with men, and successful women everywhere are having trouble with men, Jack. They're just having trouble. So men are trash. Maybe it's you, because there's a whole bunch of women all across this country who are with men right now, married to them, have been long term, no problem. Maybe it's your cunt ass.
Well, I'm going to disagree slightly with you. I think part of it is the type of person she's picking.
Well, that's what I mean when I'm saying it's her.
Yeah. But it's also partly that there are a lot of shit guys out there now. Look at some of these soy boys we're seeing in Portland and Seattle and all these protests. They're the same type of people. So, yeah, she probably is seeing some of them because a lot of them work in media. So she's a media personality, and you tend to date from the pool that you work in or are around all the time. And that's going to probably be a lot more liberals than what you would normally see. And you combine that with bad choices in men, and you're going to get shit people.
Cryptic, thank you so much. Night in the Pooper is all she needs to calm her. There are nice guys out there. They still exist. But when you're surrounding yourself with shitheads and you're only going after your jockey jackasses, what do you expect? It's like, I've seen this because, the bad boy thing is real. Women like a bad boy. They do. And then they get one and they're like, why is he such an asshole? Like, well, because he's a bad boy. What'd you expect?
Yeah, right.
And that's not to say there's different kinds of bad boys. I was considered one, Jack. I was a rebel.
Oh.
I know, right? Me. But I was, a shithead when I was younger. But I was still a nice guy. I just had problems with authority.
Yeah, well, that happens.
Yeah.
No, right wing. I'm not simping for the hot girl. There's difference between nuance and simping.
Shark says women don't want nice guys. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They want a nice guy they want me, Jack. Women want me. What? I could lie about it.
I'm admiring your modesty.
I'm known for it. Nobody is more modest than I am.
He says modestly.
They want somebody who is a rebel, who will fight back, who's a gregarious, who's not afraid of a fight, but they also want him to be nice. They want him when, they don't want him pushing over an old lady or fucking all of their friends, which is, they often mistake asshole for what they think is the bad boy that they're looking for.
Yeah.
The rebel type, Well,
assholes and strong people, tend to be similar personality traits, and people get them confused a lot.
It's easy. But I've said this because I've always seen this, nice guys finish last. I am married to the woman of my dreams who I met in fucking high school. I am 45 years old. Do the math. I've been married since I was 18 to the woman of my dreams. I finished top.
Well, you also have to remember that women tend to go after guys that are successful. So she's, inherently she's gauging men based off their achievements of some respect. And in an industry where she's making a lot of money, that raises the bar pretty significantly. So she's got a much smaller dating pool of guys that are even going to hit her radar.
Sure.
So that does play a factor too. She's got to change her perspective on what kind of guys she's pursuing.
Well, here she does mention this, and I want to mention this about the nice guy thing. Too many people who are nice guys, I'm using air quotes. Thank you, Hazmat, who says Chris Chan used to be a nice guy. Stop
That's
it.
True.
Stop it. God damn it. I'm trying to make a point and you're making jokes.
Solid shoe for life.
God damn it. A lot of people who I see is, I'm a nice guy. Why won't you're a pussy? And there's a difference. Women don't want a pussy. They want a nice guy who's not afraid to be, a man. And I'm not saying this about anybody in chat who's like, I'm a nice guy. Too many nice guys who, I'm a nice guy. Why won't she fuck me? Because you're a pussy. And Tommy mentioned that, she talks about the pussification of men. And if all you're going for, especially like you're talking about, Jack, you're in the entertainment industry, you might want to look outside.
Right.
Go look for a decent, I don't know, a lawyer or something. Don't date those fuckers. Jesus Christ.
Well, I have a feeling that she probably got scorned by someone or just got out of a bad relationship, and that's where a lot of this is coming from, because it sounds very bitter and angry. And she's not a feminist type, so this had to have come from somewhere, because it kind of came out of nowhere. So it wouldn't surprise me if this was a breakup video, like she just got dumped.
Atema the Hun, I always say her name right. I hope I got close that time. Says, Hub and I celebrated 14 years today. Congratulations. I hope you sucked it. That's all I'm saying.
Jesus.
What, it's 14 years. You got to suck it.
I guess. Thanks, Frank, for the donation. Some women like the drama of a messed up relationship. Some confuse asshole for confidence.
Yep.
That's true. And if she's looking for drama, and you can't have it both ways. You can't have the nice guy and somebody that's riddled with drama. It doesn't work.
Nope.
Because those people are basket cases, and that relationship cannot last. Look, I would probably bang Tommy. I would not date her. She's not Asian enough.
That girl isn't mentally stable. I'm convinced.
I don't know. I think she's probably got problems, but it sounds like she's just got really shit relationship taste.
Not just that. I mean, I'm talking about her overall. Her jumping back and forth on issues and just seeing her in the public. This bitch got some issues.
Well, she's still young, though. She's only like 25.
28. Apparently,
28.
She's turning 28. Yeah.
Well, she's been in the media for like 6 or 7 years now, so she was really young when she got into this. So it's gonna look like she's waffling because she's still kind of finding her grounding. So I'd cut her some slack on that crap.
You are being too nice to her.
No, I'm not.
You are. But here's here's another thing, Jack. The plastic surgery that tells you, narcissistic. She was already pretty. And she got more shit done to make her prettier. I mean, I get what you're saying about her being young and opinions can change, and that's fine. And I agree with you there. But just watching her out there, I don't think she's all that stable. I'm not saying there's not bad men. I'm saying she's part of her own problem. Real quick, Hazmat, thank you. Just a reminder, whenever Chris Chan try to say vagina, he says China. I got to get them China. Does he really?
Would you be surprised if he did?
I haven't followed Chris Chan as much as a lot of people have. I like barely on my radar. I know who they are and how that shit.
Chris Chan creeps me out. I don't like watching those videos. Look, I'm just saying that this came out of nowhere. So, like BG said, there's a rumor fiance dumped her or whatever. I'm guessing that's where this came from.
Oh, sure.
Maybe she caught him cheating or something, but this seems a little, because she's more of a trad con, and as annoying as those people can be, I'm guessing that had something to do with it, and there was some sort of trust violation. So I don't know. I don't know what this is about, but this seems out of character for what I know of her, and I don't find her all that attractive because she's kind of annoying. But yeah, I don't think this is I think this is a response to something more than anything else.
Real quick, Assassin of the Gray asks, who is Chris Chan? Go look it up. That's a long conversation.
Yeah, there's people that document that person's entire life.
As for Tommy, look, this definitely sounds like a breakup. But as soon as she goes into all men are trash, shut the fuck up. No, they're not.
Yeah,
Frank, real quick. Frank, thank you so much. She's hot, but I prefer Kaylee McGinnity, I think is. I forget how to say her name. Anyway, you were saying, Jack. I'm sorry.
Oh, Kaylee's way hotter. Yeah, I think this the saying all men are trash thing, when she typically seems to have more of the traditional masculine taste, seems a little unusual. So I'm just saying, I think this is a post-breakup video when you're bitching to your friends, and she just stupidly put it out on the internet. She doesn't strike me as being like the sharpest. So I don't know. I think there's more to this that we don't know, and she's getting a lot of shit for something that I think is more of an emotional response.
She came out and said all men are trash on camera to the whole world. She deserves what she gets for saying it.
Oh, I'm not disputing that. I just think it was it's an uncharacteristic thing, and I think it's kind of a one-off thing. This isn't some bedroom feminist that is doing this every day or whatever. So I don't know. I just think this is a nothing. I think it's her being stupid, and she seems to make a lot of publicity stunts too. So it might be that as well.
She's another one of those girls I think was much cuter before her plastic surgery because she had oddities about her.
Yeah, most people are though.
Yeah.
I don't look at her enough to know. I didn't know she had plastic surgery until you just said it. So
It's if you see the original pictures of Tommy, how do you spell her fucking name? There it is. Before surgery. It's you can't unsee it. Images, that's what I want.
does she have nudes?
I don't know. I mean, she should. Well, here's a good one. That's the before and after. And we're not objectifying. We're judging.
Oh, they're all fake. Boo.
This is before. She had a wider nose. Now she's got the perfect little white girl nose.
Oh yeah, she did look way hotter before.
Yeah. She had little quirks about her that made her, I mean, cuter.
Yeah. Oh, that looks like a totally different person. That video was kind of grainy, but yeah. Her face looks kind of. I don't know. Did she do something to her chin line too?
I can't tell if she did something to her chin or if that's just the shadows.
Yeah, makeup or something. Yeah, she was definitely better looking before.
Yeah, she was cute. Why the fuck would you fuck that up? And now it's going to age all weird.
See, this is what you get for not being Asian.
No kidding. Women want a guy that is as close to perfect as possible, where men fall in love with their partner's flaws. I'm gonna correct you a little bit. Women want a man that they can fix and that is fixable. They don't like it because they want to come in and be like, okay, he's got these flaws, I'm gonna fix them. Where guys just like, she's got flaws, I'm gonna live with them. And if you're a married man, you've been told what's wrong with you. You've been told repeatedly what's wrong with you. And eventually, at some point, you got to look at your partner and just go, this is who I am. You married me. Suck it up.
This is your fault as much as mine.
Women love to fix men. What the fuck is with that?
It's that nurturing crap.
We're not a modeling kit, for fuck's sake. Just let us be. There is nothing funnier to me than some woman that hooks up with a guy. My favorite is like, I met him in a bar. We used to go to the bar every weekend together. I stopped going to the bar after we got married, and he won't stop going. Like, bitch, you met him in a bar.
Yeah, you married an alcoholic. Good job.
There was actually one of the Slate articles that we read sometimes where it's the advice things. That was the exact thing. Like, bitch, he's who you married. He hasn't changed at all. You did.
Yeah.
I also like the ones. There's a new version of that, and he always plays Xbox. It's like me and him used to play Xbox together. He always plays Xbox still. Like, yeah, that's you married somebody who likes to play Xbox.
Yeah. Maybe your partner isn't changing.
Yeah.
Radical idea. Yeah, and maybe don't get weird plastic surgery too. Just be happy with who you are. That shows a lot of insecurity to me when people get plastic surgery. Unnecessary plastic surgery, I should say.
Yeah, if you have a hair lip, all right.
Yeah, you got some weird like stump growing out of your forehead.
Yeah,
cool.
Fine.
You want to get some moles removed? That's different. But like radical reconstruction, if you don't need it, why are you getting it? What's your motivation there? Because I'm sure some people just are miserable with whatever their features are, but like you showed me those before and afters, and she looks totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't, like I said, I don't pay attention to this chick, so I don't really know anything about her. But
ladies, I guarantee you are more beautiful than you would be after surgery.
Yeah,
look after surgery. She's still pretty, but she's bland. She is bland pretty.
If you had said girl next door, that picture would come up because she looks like every generic girl from every like 1980s
Yeah.
Guy falls for mildly cute girl next door. Yeah, I don't know. That was a bad idea. It's always a bad idea to get unnecessary plastic surgery because if you feel ugly on the inside, that's an inside problem, not how you look outside.
Bands Freak says, I don't know, I'm pretty ugly. I got horse teeth. Stop it. I don't understand women. I really don't. And I mean this sincerely. And there's guys that are like this too, but I really don't understand. When I look in the mirror, I know I have flaws, Jack. I'm a pretty motherfucker. I don't understand people who look at themselves and like, that is so ugly. Especially when we know we are attracted to people whose faces are similar to ours. That's just science. We really are. We're attracted to ourselves.
I am not an Asian woman.
Shut up, Jack. No, I have flaws. I'm trying to think of them right now, but I mean I can't.
Oh, it's hard when you're so amazing. You know?
I'm beautiful. I am. You know, if you saw me walking down the street, you're not going to stop and go, "Oh my God, he's so gorgeous." I actually had somebody one time tell me that they didn't realize how cute I was. They'd worked with me for years, and they didn't realize how cute I was until somebody else pointed it out. Like, yeah, I'm beautiful. I don't understand people who don't look at themselves and go, yeah, I'm beautiful. Most of you people, like, I'm ugly. No, you're not. No, you're not. You have a flaw here or there compared to, you know, the absolute beauty standard. Nobody is the absolute beauty standard. The prettiest person you know looks at themselves, especially if it's a woman, and goes, I want to change. Because women are fucking weird. Stop that shit. You're fine how you are.
Well, it's partly biological imperative because, like, you have to compete with the others to get male or a partner or whatever.
I know, but you don't have to. You could. There are partners out there, and you know what? If you're looking for the one who would look for that kind of chick, you don't want him. Trust me.
Right?
That guy's a dick. Shark, thank you so much. He says the one man who truly understands women died laughing. Yeah, I don't understand him. I don't. You guys are so hard on yourselves. So hard on yourselves.
Yeah, just be happy with who you are. You know, if you're you want to lose some weight or something, that's different. But just be happy with who you are and accept that you have flaws. It's not that difficult.
Gamer Valine, thank you so much. I don't know about look-alike. I divorced a short guy. Well, being short's different. Short guys, I feel bad for them. Women are mean to short guys.
Yeah, they are.
What the fuck? They're still people, for fuck's sake. Be nice.
They're like people, but half the size.
Yeah. I feel bad for him. And I didn't realize how bad it was until Twitter. You see, anytime this stuff comes up and the short guys start talking, like, oh, fuck. You women. Jesus Christ. Damn. Why are you so mean?
Michael got hit by the Google moderator team.
Oh, Michael, what did you say? My chat over here isn't moving, and I don't understand why. There we go. Now it's moving again. Anyhow.
Somebody said a no word. No, I just think a lot of people are very insecure, and it's not always the other person. Your insecurities are not a reflection of all of the other gender, okay? Be happy with who you are first, and you'll find somebody. Even Nancy Pelosi probably has some Rule 34 out there for some degenerate weirdo.
Yep. Jennifer says, my stepdad is short. He's 5'4" and shrinking, the poor guy. Damn.
Wow. Find out where he put his pot of gold.
Is your stepdad Chris Ray-Gun?
Ray-Gun's not that tall.
No, I've always been 6 foot. I've always been the tallest guy around in most situations. But, you know, somebody just said anything under 5'10". That I guess that's been my experience too, because anything under 5'10" and women are like, he's so short.
Well, isn't the average like 5'8" or something?
Yeah. Men are not. Most of us aren't 6 foot. We're anomalies.
Just the more attractive ones are 6 foot and over.
Well, we are more attractive. We stand up above the crowd. We're easier to see. Oh, there's one of my flaws, Jack. I got a big ass head. That just makes it so you can see my pretty face from like 3 blocks away. Perfect. Like, damn, he's pretty. It just gets prettier as you. Holy shit, his head is big. How do you get your shirts on, sir? Oh, thank God for the stretchy ones. I hated that as a kid, Jack, because I don't know if they just made them that way back in the 80s, but Mom would put one of my shirts on and she'd have to shove it over my head.
My sister babysat a kid that had a really big lumpy head. I'm like, how do you get
I didn't
that
say lumpy, motherfucker.
I know, but this kid had a giant head and it was odd shaped. So it wasn't like symmetrical. Like if you have a symmetrical facial structure, then having a little bit of a big head's fine. But this kid, I was like, man, it's like a pumpkin. It's like, hey, when he's older, Linus will find him and be like, "Where's my presents, great pumpkin?"
No, mine's symmetrical. And somebody said your gay hair. What's wrong with my gay hair? It's beautiful. It's
gay.
It's part of my overall beautifulness.
And it's what makes you a lesbian.
Indeed. It's been unruly. I need a fucking haircut, and I should probably brush it when I wake up.
Yeah.
I was when the kids were over. Pumpkin's mom sent me a picture of me and Pumpkin sitting together, and I saw my hair, and I hadn't shaved. I'm like, "Fuck! I really do look homeless. I should at least brush my hair every morning." Jesus Christ!
Whatever. You're already married. She's locked in.
She is, but I still try to look good for her. You know, I see myself sometimes. I'm like, "You're not even trying, motherfucker." Jennifer asked, "Gay hair? Look, okay. I have gay hair. My hair just likes to style itself, and it's very nice, and it's very beautiful. It would fit perfect on any gay man's head. I don't try to look that way; it just does it. It's gay hair." There was a much longer explanation of that a long time ago. Just accept that Monkey's hair is gay. Monkey is not, but his hair definitely is. It's why Monkey likes show tunes.
Yeah, that's why.
I like show tunes. I can't help it.
You still watching Hamilton, or did you finally break that habit?
No, I listen to Hamilton every day.
I knew it. Your hair.
I can't help it. It's so good. Gamer Villian, thank you. Munchkin legs and a big head. Do you have to calculate stopping distance based on forward momentum, or do you just fall like a toddler? Fuck.
Mean. Chat's mean today.
I do have short legs, guys. That's true. And thank you for bringing that up again with my big head. No, actually, because of my short legs, I have a very low center of gravity, and I don't fall very often. Well, until this happened. Jack, I'm sitting up there. My son, he made pizza for dinner, so I went upstairs and had some pizza. And me and him talked for a little bit, and he left, and he's getting ready to leave. And like, yeah, he goes, "You want the remote?" I'm like, "No, I'm going to go downstairs and play on my computer." And I go to stand up, Jack. I can't feel either foot, like at all. It's not like that pins and needles stuff you guys get. It wasn't like I had cut off circulation. They just weren't there. And I was like, fuck. It's a long trip from upstairs where I was sitting to where I am now.
Wow.
Frank, thank you so much. Who says Gamer's Point explains the stairs. Stop it. Vanilla Bear, how you doing, sweetheart? How are you? I hope you've been well, and I hope Bear's doing well. I haven't had a chance to talk to him in a while.
Yeah, hi. Real quick, thank you, Cryptic. I was giving this small amount of money to my cousin's kid to buy his dog medicine for deadly virus he contracted, but I think it's time he should be let go. I already have a bullet, so wish me luck. I don't miss. Thanks, Cryptic.
He gonna old yeller that dog.
Yeah, that's dark.
Don't you have a baseball bat? You can save money on a bullet and give that money to Jack.
Oh, that's even darker. Wow.
Anyhow, can we call you Stumpy Monkey? I guess if you want to, I won't answer to it. Why am I now picturing Monk as Stewie? Because you think that's how big heads are. It's not misshapen. I say big head, and they're like, it must look like a football. I'm not Arnold, for fuck's sake. Okay, football head. Oh, I used to love watching Hey Arnold with the kids. Man. Anyhow, Jack, I feel like we should wrap up soon. Vanilla Bear says, hey, Monk, we're still doing good. No results on his lumbar puncture, but he's on new meds to help. They still don't have the results. Jesus Christ.
Your medical system sucks.
Y'all need to come over here so they can take a look at him and get it figured out, sweetie.
Yeah, it'll take like 20 minutes.
Thank you, Gamer Valine. Does your hair stand up, Johnny Bravo? No. Well, sometimes. No, it's actually Jack, do you remember back in the 90s? There was a hairstyle that men wore sometimes. It was very popular in Hollywood for a while, where it was a part down the center. It was just off center on the head, but then in the front, it would curl around both sides towards the eyebrow.
I remember that.
My hair does that naturally. And then if I run a brush through it, it'll do a whole different hairstyle. It is gay hair. And I don't fight it. Just like, this is what I'm going to look like today. And I'm pretty, so it's okay. He's not Ellen Page. Yeah, I do not have a big forehead. I do not at all. Been 2 months. Jesus, fuck.
Right? Their system sucks.
Within 2 months, I had my surgery. Fuck, man. I hope they get it sorted because I know it's rough on him and it's got to be rough on you too. Jesus Christ.
Keep us posted if you can, Bear. Yeah. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I love those guys. I do. Me and Bear, we started YouTube basically together, and I love his family. Alfie is when Alfie gets on stream, it is one of the cutest things in the entire world.
Yeah, it is.
He sounds so British, yet so young and happy. He like in British movies and stuff, there'll be little poor kids who are begging for money, but they still sound happy as fuck. That's how Alfie sounds. He should be the little poor kid in every British play. He's just so fucking cute, man. Jennifer says, wow, that's some hair. You have no idea. No idea. I actually get my hair when I do get it cut, Jack. I get it cut so short that I don't have to use a brush on it at all. I just wake up and it's beautiful.
I get a buzz cut, so I don't have to comb it for a month.
I don't go that low, actually. The top is about an inch and a half long still.
Too long. You might have to comb it.
Nope, it does. No, I'm telling you. It does what it wants.
You have very good hair then.
Yes, James. Alfie would be perfect in A Christmas Carol. He could be Tiny Tim every time. He should be. I love when he gets on stream. He sounds so happy all the time. It's so British. He does not sound like either of his parents. How do y'all do that? There are 3 different accents at least. I haven't heard their oldest son, but there are 3 different accents at least in that house. How the fuck y'all do that?
I just assume that when they hit puberty, the accent changes. Isn't that how that works?
I don't know. Vanilla Bear says, well, DM, I'm on Twitter. My eldest leaves high school next year. Holy fuck, really? I keep forgetting how long I've known Bear. I'm coming up on my 4th anniversary. Oh, wait. We're in August. Yeah, my anniversary is coming up next month.
Damn.
Yeah. The anniversary of this show is in October for 2 years.
Wow, has it been 2 years already?
Yeah.
Wow. Holy shit.
Time flies when you stream all the fucking time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway, yeah, I'm going to wrap up, guys. We're at 2.5 hours. We're at 2 hours and 40 minutes. Holy shit. I just like talking to Jack and you guys. Alfie says hi. Tell him Monkey says hello.
Hi.
And I wish all of you guys well. I really do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and listening to my big-headed ass. Thank you for the donations. You guys are very, very generous, and I really do appreciate it. Jack, is there anything you'd like to show?
I'll toss a link to my latest video in the chat. And thank you guys for the donations. It's always fun being on here.
I appreciate that. It's fun because we play well off each other.
Yeah, well, it's because we're awesome.
I think it's because we're both bad people and there's nobody here to stop us.
Like I said, we're awesome.
Indeed. So the ass is big. No, unfortunately, I have a little tiny ass. There's an ass there. There's a little tiny bump, but it's really small, and it's sad because my grandchildren have all gotten my ass, and I apologize to them when they're babies, not when they're old enough to understand. It's like, I'm sorry you got my ass. I feel bad. It's tragic is what it is. Tonight we'll be on Satsu 2 Senses channel, 9 p.m. Eastern for Lords of the Night. I don't know if I'm gaming before that. Guys, I really want to, but I've been so just drained, and I'm gonna go to sleep. And if I have the energy when I wake up, then I'll do it. Seriously, Jack, I think the weather changed. It's gotten cold, and I'm wondering if just sinuses are fucking with me.
Probably.
It sucks because on these medicines, there's so many things I don't actually feel happening, but they still happen to my body.
Yeah,
it's not fun. But yeah, so if I'm up to it, I'll do a game stream, guys. I do have fun with those. I really do. But for now, we'll see y'all later. Jack, thank you for joining me. Everybody, have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
My head may be big.